Global tech giants. Are we living in a corporate dictatorship? I'm Steve Hendrix. This is your Global Minute. Forget the TikTok ban. Let's talk about real national security issues. Over the past 2 decades, tech companies like Google, Facebook, Apple, and Amazon have become more than just businesses. They've become massive global powers. But as these companies grow, they're facing increasing scrutiny over their influence on our daily lives. So are we living in a corporate dictatorship? Let's break it down. These tech giants control access to information, influence elections, shape public opinion, and have a hand in almost every aspect of the global economy. They hold massive amounts of personal data, more than some governments, and use it to target consumers, advertisers, and even voters. But here's the kicker. Unlike governments, these companies are not elected. There's no democratic process behind their power, and they're not held accountable the way politicians are. Instead of transparency, we get algorithms and corporate policies that influence what we see, hear, and buy. This isn't just a US issue. Globally, companies like Facebook and X, formerly Twitter, have a direct hand in the political discourse of countries around the world. In some cases, they've been accused of censorship, pushing political agendas, or failing to stop the spread of misinformation. What happens when one company, or even a handful of them, control the flow of information? It starts to feel like a digital dictatorship, where corporate decisions shape public reality. But governments aren't immune either. While some countries, like the European Union, are trying to regulate tech companies with data protection laws and antitrust actions, the US is lagging behind. Worse, the US is fixated on TikTok when all social media hemorrhage data to China and anyone else willing to pay. Last week, the European Union subpoenaed X for its algorithm. X is unlikely to comply since it will probably show how X has used its platform to favor extreme candidates from the far right across Europe. Meanwhile, China's tech giants like Tencent and Alibaba have become an extension of the state, pushing a vision of tech controlled by government policy. So can we fix it? Governments around the world are starting to push for stronger regulations, and many are calling for breaking up big tech to restore competition and control. Is that enough? Or are we headed toward a future where we are all subjects in a corporate-driven digital state? Tell me what you think in the comments. I'm Steve Hendrix for your Global Minute.